Hey, everybody. Welcome to Goats Don't Want Hugs. That was submitted by Ryan Pennington on YouTube. As you can see, I've got a bowl of names right here. We're going to pick another winner. This is our last drawing for the patreon.com 420 club. You sign up at patreon.com/gettingdoug. We're going to come up with some different new perks for people who sign up and help to keep the show going. But this is this particular drawing is for someone and 3 friends to either come watch a live taping of Getting Doug with High here in the studio, which in fact we have a winner coming in to join us at today's show. And then, of course, I'll also maybe travel to a city near you if you can't come out to Los Angeles. And you can come see one of my shows out on the road. So, the person who gets that is Kobe DeVries, something like that, from somewhere in Michigan. So that's exciting. Hopefully close to Ann Arbor, because I play there from time to time. Speaking of where I'm going to be playing, Doug Plugs. I'll be taping the Doug Loves Movies podcast at Hilarities in Cleveland this Saturday at 420 as part of the Accidental Comedy Festival. And for all of my dates and deets and links, go to douglovesmovies.com and enjoy the show. Blast off! The alarm is already going off, which means that it's 19 minutes after the hour and almost 4:20 somewhere.
Dang, 4:20 somewhere.
Yeah, we had a slightly late start today, and then that long cold open and me droning on and on about drawings and Patreon. We've got 2 guests today in the Spacement. Vaughn and Megan Gailey are here.
Hi, I'm Megan.
A newbie. Megan's a newbie.
Oh, yeah.
And Baron, of course, is an old bee. He's been with us before.
I have.
And welcome back. And since last we saw you, Baron, you now have a child.
That is true, yes.
So you're not living up to your name. You're not Baron.
I am not. I'm not a desolate wasteland. After all, I was curious to see if that was going to be true.
And he a cute baby, too.
Oh, why, thank you. Appreciate that.
There you go. And intrepid reporter Megan Gailey was hitting you up before we went live about whether or not you blow weed in the baby's face.
Yeah, classic question. I think the kind of question that many weed-smoking parents around America want to know. I don't smoke in the house, if you will.
Wow.
I see.
Which is actually kind of nice, because then I get to go outside and look at the world.
You have a break.
Yeah.
So you can't smoke whenever you're introduced as Baron Vaughn is in the house.
That is true.
Now you're not allowed to smoke. Well, really quickly, you guys, could you just each grab a pipe and a lighter, and because it is that time.
Oh.
And now it's
like to
past that time, so we blew it.
Uh-oh.
Where's a lighter?
Here's one.
Oh, hey, thanks. It was camouflaged.
Every few weeks we come in, we dump a bunch of lighters on the table, and then it winnows down to just 2 or 3, and then we have to do that again. Because I think that, would it be interesting when you went to heaven or hell, they had a number for you, how many lighters you walked away with? That determined which way you went.
I've had people before be like, yell at people. Like, they'll walk up and they're like, I know what you're trying to take my lighter.
Really?
Yeah.
Are lighters that valuable?
Sounds like me.
I think in the circle I read in. That's, you know your friends are poor when there's like lighter feuds. Like, no, the last 2 times I've seen him, he's taking a lighter. You're like, oh shit.
Oh, yeah.
Things not going well.
Megan, you've got a Comedy Central special that's gonna drop soon.
Yeah.
And when does that happen?
September 28th, but then they told us we weren't allowed to say the date. You did a half hour.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
that was
you
years
just said
ago.
the date.
I know, but because I think that's bad. Because I want
Followed
people
by
to
I'm not
watch
supposed
it.
to say it.
I want people to watch it. So it's September 28th.
Okay, so you didn't hear it from her,
You didn't hear that exact date.
but September 28th feels like a winner. And speaking of winners, we've got a contest winner joining us here in this basement today. Yeah, it's Hester. Which one's Hester? Hi, Hester. And she brought 2 friends, Mariah and Brittany. Yeah. And the 3 of them are going to be in a white girl name competition.
I think Hester wins, though.
Hester is, that's classic. That's,
Yeah.
Scarlet Letter stuff, right?
Right.
But where did you come in from?
We just moved to Desert Hot Springs from South Carolina.
So you were in South
Whoa.
Carolina, now you live in Southern California, out at the hot springs. How often have you hot sprang?
I haven't yet. But
Right?
I'm
I
not
bet you a lot of
trying
people live there, never get around to it.
It's
Usually places aren't named after an activity like that. They feel like the pressure to, we got to do some hot springs because we live in hot springs. And then you drove into LA to see us today here.
we did.
Awesome. Thanks for being here.
Where did you come from in South
Yeah, I had a
Carolina?
question.
I lived in Beaufort, South Carolina, which is between Charleston and Savannah.
Is it really pretty there?
Gorgeous. It's
Beautiful.
gorgeous, yeah.
How do you all know each other?
It's actually my daughter.
Wow, that's what I
What?
was wondering. I felt like it was.
Brittany is her college roommate who defected from South Bend to Indiana to join us on the.
I'm from Indiana too. Indianapolis, so better than you, but way better. Yeah.
Why do you think I'm here?
I know. Yeah. That's why I'm up here, because we learned things.
Yeah, she called me up and said, hey, my mom's moving to Southern California and I want to go too. Do you want to come too? And I said, let's go.
You were like, yeah, I live in the worst place.
Yes, I wanted to get out of there.
Sorry.
All right, well, that's the end of your portion of this show. Just want to say hi, let people know you guys were here.
We got curious.
Just, it's nothing like half a conversation on both YouTube and on iTunes.
Yeah.
Welcome to Half a Conversation with Doug Benson. Just guess what those unmiked people are
Not
saying.
mic'd at all.
I wasn't going to
It's an improv game now.
Yeah.
You
The other side.
asked.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
People
Yeah.
can play along at home. They could just answer the questions we were asking them. Hopefully it fits in the same amount of time. The sativa we're smoking today is lemon haze. Wait, so mother and daughter smoke together?
We do.
You do?
I do.
Oh, that's so sweet. And then the indica is called Buddy OG. And of course, we load up everything with sativas because we just assume that's what people want. Do you guys have gigs tonight?
Oh.
Something you got to do?
No, I have nothing.
Oh, perfect.
I know I'm going to take a nap.
Oh, this is perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is good nap prep.
I
you're
also
doing
haven't
right now.
eaten today.
I call this show pre-gaming for a nap. And
Yeah.
Baron, you don't have an answer. You don't know if you're performing tonight.
I'm not performing tonight.
okay.
No.
Heck
All right.
yeah.
I got to catch you in Montreal as the special guest on the Off Book musical podcast.
Oh yeah.
And I had never seen Off Book. We have shared representation, and my manager was always telling me how great they are and how much I'd love it because I love Broadway shows.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And they, every episode they improvise a musical. Yeah. And you just jumped in with them, and you were great at it.
Well, thank you very much,
It's
Doug.
scary as shit, though, isn't it?
Hell yes, man. I hadn't. Musical improv is like its own weird, scary thing, and like Zach and Jess, whose podcast it is, are so damn good at it. Like I was on stage between them, and I was just watching them because I'm like, I got the best seat in the house. They were just so good and so connected. I'm like,
Yeah.
at some point, I'm supposed to say something. Instead of just watching them.
Do they play piano?
Yeah, there's a piano player too,
Okay.
whose name I don't remember. I'm
And,
sorry.
Whoa.
In this particular case, was there a drummer that day?
No.
No drummer, but they also will have a drummer sometimes. They'll have a full
Really?
thing. Yeah,
Damn.
they're about to go on a tour, do a bunch of dates, and I'm hoping to catch one of them because I'm sure it's a great podcast, but also it just was super fun to watch it live because, as a podcast, you could suspend your disbelief more that the musical is really happening. The fact that when you're there live, it's just 3 people like us just sitting in chairs
Yeah.
Yeah,
doing this
yeah.
whole thing, but it still has the energy of like you're really hearing a actual production.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Your
but
shared
super
representation is
fun.
going to be happy.
Oh my God! Yeah, this is such a boon for
I'm
off
like-
book. Finally, the stoners.
The stoners that love musicals.
Yeah, we'll be
Stoners
like,
are so
wow.
impressed by musical improv.
Is that a real stereotype? I've
It
never heard
must
that.
be. It sounds
I think we have to be
fascinating.
because I mean, there's some. That's what amazes me about like Greg Proops is he's amazing at improvising
Oh, yeah.
while also being high. Because you weren't high that day doing that show, were you?
No.
No. We hadn't run into each other yet.
Yeah. We saw each other after the show for the first time.
It was too late. Okay, so Megan, we have a thing we like to do with first-time guests, and that's
Okay.
ask you your high history.
Okay.
So basically, all we need to know is, about your first time getting high, if
Okay.
you recall it.
Oh, I do. I was riding in the back seat of. I was on the girls' golf team. I was headed to golf practice, and we got high before
Perfect
golf
time to
practice.
do it. I
And they
can't
were a
think of
lot
sport
cooler than
that-
me. They were cool girls.
That's the sport that needs it the most,
Yeah.
being high, because of the lack of actual action.
Yeah. Then I realized it's just if you were on the golf team, it meant that you were a stoner.
Right?
But your parents were like, you need to do something.
Yeah. So we're going to be the ones that go way out onto a field, away from other people, and occasionally maybe I'll play through. Well, that's great. I like that story. That sounds like that could be a movie or a pilot for a short-lived TV series.
Golf girls.
Golf Girls. Yeah, I think it's a movie.
All the
snappy.
hijinks they get up to,
Yeah.
they end up like killing one of them.
Yeah, and you could,
That's the first hijinks?
Yeah, but
And
like a
then-
jawbreaker, but no, that's the last hijinks.
And when it comes out, men can say that love Caddyshack that now you've ruined my childhood with this girl golfing thing. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Wow.
You gotta plan for controversy these days.
You gotta hope
Just
for
lean
it.
into it. We do another thing on the show that I don't know if we were doing it the last time you were on, Baron. It's where I ask the question, marijuana know something? I'm going to ask you guys a question, and the three of us, and maybe the Hester family can help us out as well. We're going to, and I haven't been using last names because I figured that's what you would want.
The two daughters are like, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I'll say your
They
names
don't
later
care.
in the show. But yeah, try to keep everybody anonymous. That's the great. What happens in this basement is broadcast live on the internet. I'm gonna ask you guys a question. I don't know the answer. I'll help come up with the answer, but it's always tricky questions.
Oh, okay.
But sometimes the answer ends up being crazy obvious, and other times it's like, why would anyone know that? How many microorganisms are in a teaspoon of soil?
Oh.
Oof.
I would think,
Like they know an exact number?
I mean, I'm gonna guess really high. I think like
We're
1,200.
all really high.
I think a high number. I think this is a trick.
You're going for 4 digits?
1,200.
All right. I'll be gutsy and go for 5 digits
Whoa.
and say 10,000.
Okay, I feel better now.
If I fail, you win.
Yeah, but he could guess one. It's
How
like
about
Price
this?
is Right.
How about this? Maybe there are no microorganisms
Whoa.
in soil.
Okay.
How did
Right?
you one up?
Yeah, so I'm gonna say 0.
Okay.
That's my
wow.
guess. And the answer is about 1 billion.
Oh, okay. So I was closest.
You were
I
closest.
knew they weren't gonna have an exact number. Come on.
You were closest without going over too.
Yeah.
How many grains in this handful of sand? We counted.
Oh gosh.
We got the answer. Oh, that was fun. Was that fun? I enjoyed that so much. Let's do another one.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Marijuana knows something? Oh my God. How many teeth does a mosquito have?
This is like a Snapple joke.
But also, I just realized I mixed up the cards, and the answer is about 1 billion. No. How many teeth? does
Okay.
a mosquito have?
I think 0.
I mean, they only need a couple, right, to ruin my summer.
Is it 1?
I still have
think
that
it's-
one. I've got a bite that's been on my hand for months. What?
I said 1.
One tooth?
Yeah.
I think 0.
I mean, doesn't the question give away that it has to be
No, I
No,
mean,
it doesn't.
how many
Questions
teeth?
can be riddles.
You can have a single
Yeah.
teeth?
Yeah.
how many?
0 teeth. 1 teeth.
We found the body, but we found 0 teeth. In that sense, I guess it makes sense. How many do you think, Megan?
0.
She's going 0, that they don't have teeth. Well, what would they bite you with?
They got a stinger, right?
They just hit you with a stinger?
I thought they.
That's how they get their blood in them?
Oh, they bite you? Oh, a mosquito bite. Oh no. Oh no.
Wait, what were you thinking of?
I thought they had a stingy. I thought they'd be stung.
Like bees?
Like bees.
Or wasps?
All right, fuck.
No, because
Now you seem smart.
they're going for blood.
Okay, so they at
Yeah.
least have 1 tooth.
I
don't
smashed
know.
one against a wall in a hotel room that had clearly already bitten some people.
Oh, yeah.
That's gross.
I've done that with a bed bug.
Ooh.
It's disgusting.
Ew.
They explode
Ew,
like
what the
a
fuck?
red balloon. 99 left ones, but just 1 red balloon.
I'm gonna say they have 3 teeth because that sounds like a fun answer.
You better be about 1 billion.
0 and how many?
I said
1. 0, 1, 3.
1 teeth.
Yeah, you got me on that one.
Oh goodness, 47.
47. A perfectly, strangely specific number.
A mosquito's proboscis has 47 sharp edges on its tip to help it cut through skin and even protective layers of clothing. Jerks. Unlike human teeth, however, these sharp edges are not used to chew food since blood is already in a liquid form. So you don't even
These aren't
need
teeth.
the damn teeth
no,
to eat.
they call them sharp edges.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So they have 0 teeth.
But that's what a tooth is a sharp edge, isn't it? That's true for.
But why would they call
For
it
people.
a sharp edge when they can? And they just said it doesn't eat with it.
No.
Maybe these are sharp edges and we're wrong. I don't know.
That concludes our segment where I think we really learned a lot. That's going to be a fun bar.
did.
That's going to be in bars. We're going to have so
Oh.
much fun with
Yeah,
that.
47.
Saying to people, guess how many? You're never going to guess.
It's impossible to guess.
Let's go to a break.
Okay.
I'm very excited about, there's a lot going on in the world of pot news, so we're going to talk about that when we get back. And do you guys dab?
No.
I almost did the dance. That's what I thought you meant.
Do you do the dab dance?
My boyfriend would have been so upset with me. I don't dab.
Okay,
I've
well,
dabbed.
we'll talk about it more a little later on in the show, but for now, we'll go to these messages. When people ask me for advice about which team to bet on this week, I don't know what to tell them. The truth is, I don't know who's going to win. But if you think you know, you've got to check out MyBookie. I always tell people, bet with MyBookie. Trust me, guys, they are your best bet this season. They've been in business for years, have great reviews online, and their mobile site is easy to use. Not to mention, they have in-game live betting and the most rewarding player perks in the business. Plus, for you fantasy guys out there, you can even bet the over-under on how many fantasy points a player will score each game. So lay down some cash and win big today. You win, they pay. Join now and MyBookie will match your deposit dollar for dollar. Use the promo code Doug when creating your account to claim up to $1,000 in free play. That's MyBookie. And don't forget to use the promo code Doug when creating your account to claim the bonus. You play, you win, you get paid. All right, we had a minor spill. These, I'm amazed. We're almost coming up on 5 years of getting Doug with High, and I don't think the table's ever been knocked over.
Ooh.
I think maybe once I knocked it over.
I just found I couldn't scooch and hold a full cup at the same
Should I go
time.
back a
Yeah.
little? Does that
It's
really?
the old scooch and hold. It's tough to master, but you're here, Alicia, with the pot topics. Oh, and we should say for anyone who's just joining us that Megan Gailey and Baron Vaughn something are here. Don't you feel like there should be more name after Baron Vaughn?
No.
Baron Vaughn, you know,
Charles
some
Baron
sort
Vaughn,
of.
not so
There's a
bad.
rhythm to it that people always want to know what
Baron
that
Vaughn?
last. Yeah. I've never gotten a good one.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you want to take a hit first?
Can I?
Yeah. I
I'll be
love
quick.
it. So anyway, that'd be great on the actual news if you toss to a reporter.
Hold on, guys.
Just hang on. I gotta get high for
just not
this
ready.
news. What I'm about to tell you.
No, I'm going to start with really good news.
Okay, good.
So, the conservative Peruvian Congress just passed a bill to legalize medical marijuana.
Where?
Peru.
Peruvian?
Yeah.
Wow.
But this is a really cool story because, well, firstly, they can only use oil. They're not allowed to use flour. I do have to clarify that. But this came to be because there was a group of moms who wanted safer medicine for their children, and they were protesting and they were really advocating to get this changed. The group is called Buscando Esperanza, which means searching for home. And yeah, they did it. They really definitely were the driving force to bring attention, and so good for Peru.
Yeah, it's
I'm really
great
happy
for
'em.
sick kids, and it's also great for moms that just want that kid to take a damn nap.
You're a really good reporter.
Thank you.
She's really good.
I went to Peru actually.
When you turned, you like engaged with us. It was really, I was like,
Thorough audience today.
She's
There's a lot of
definitely
people in
killing
this
it.
room. It's
they
kind
gotta
of
get you on
fun.
60 Minutes.
I'm just bad at this table today. I'm sorry. So this next one isn't so much a story, but just an update on some statistics that I thought were kind of fun to share. So do either of you know how many states have legalized recreational marijuana now?
Like 9?
It's pretty good. It is 9.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah, yeah. I thought I'd give you a chance to redeem yourself.
Like,
off
I
the-
don't know, 9?
Nailed it. It's also legal in DC.
Oh, yeah.
And so just some other statistics, 64% of Americans who support marijuana legalization, currently support marijuana legalization, and 94 support medical. Yeah.
Those 6 that are saying no to medical, like that it can't be somebody's medicine. Like those are some stubborn
Yeah.
people.
6%.
Yeah.
So $2.8 billion, that's how much estimated taxes the U.S. marijuana business owners will owe the federal government for 2018.
Already? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And then $22 billion is the projected legal U.S. marijuana sales by 2022.
Yep. It's very good for the economy. It's good.
pretty good
it's good
stuff.
all around. Just,
Yeah.
I'm having trouble finding the downside. Although they just said recently there's some study somewhere, which they still really can't study it because it's still a Schedule I narcotic. But there's some study that claims that smoking weed makes your brain 3 years older. And I'm like, I would probably know some pretty cool shit if I was 3 years older than I am now. I mean, I don't know how that works, how they came up with that figure, 3 years.
And I didn't read the article. It does popping up though.
I didn't click on it. I don't need that. I'm happily ignoring everything that sounds bad in relation to smoking weed. But there's plenty of people that probably gave up wine and now they're saying a glass a day is actually, super good for you. And
But they also drink wine I feel like wine, they always talk about getting drunk on the news.
Wine
Or
drunk
I
is
was like,
just
Friday. And you're like, oh, you're an alcoholic. And like, it is funny that it's like, oh, if you were to smoke weed, everyone would like die. But it's like, they're drunk.
oh yeah, my example is like Ellen DeGeneres on her afternoon talk show that's all sweetness and light. Like she'll have a punchline where then she'll be like, and then I had a scotch, and everybody laughs about it. Even though there's, drunk drivers are killing people all the time. And if she said something about weed, I mean, she doesn't, because
Yeah.
that audience would reject it. It's just like so weird.
They'd start booing.
Or they just start dancing again.
We want you to dance.
Like the DJ just come on and everybody just starts dancing.
Hit it, George.
All right. What else we got? What else is in the news? Hot topics.
So, in general, the legal marijuana industry is just booming to where estimates suggest that in the US alone, illegal and legal marijuana sales amounted to $50 million. But you can compare this to wine at $65 billion, cigarettes at $77 billion, and beer at $117 billion. Yeah, interesting perspective. Weed's finally getting up there with beer.
Finally. Well, you know, they always say, you know, I've always heard the conspiracy theory is that, you know, it's the beer companies are the biggest, put the most money into anti-weed legislation and trying to stop legalization. But, you know, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I sure do like alcohol when I'm high.
Yeah, that seems
It
like
doesn't,
advice
it
for
doesn't stop me
together.
from having alcohol, you know? I mean, everybody likes what they like, and alcohol is going to be on the list. So I don't know what they're so worried about. But everybody wants to be more rich instead of just rich,
Yeah.
Yeah.
is my theory. Sorry to bring you down. Whole family over there is depressed.
Oops.
How young was your daughter the first time you smoked with her, Hester?
Oh my gosh. It was just a couple years ago, probably 19.
19? Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Brain's not fully developed till 24, but it's all right.
I know, I'm a good mom.
Jeez.
That's another one of those numbers that I just throw around that I heard one time, that your brain's not
Yeah.
fully developed till 24, and I didn't start smoking until I was 28, so I was like, jumped over that hurdle. But, you know. Do you have the 3 years for smoking like right away, or how long do you have to smoke to get that at 3 years older in your brain?
Is it like cumulative?
Yeah.
I thought I remembered it as being like every year of your life is suddenly like 3 years now. Does that make sense? I thought that's what it was
Oh,
supposed
you
to be.
become like
dogs?
dog years?
I think so. I think it's your weed years.
Oh, that's
I
hilarious.
wish I could pull this up now.
Oh,
don't remember
I
what it
wish
was.
time passed for me like it does for a dog. That seems hella sweet that they. Yeah, okay. Anything else?
Yeah. So the DEA will soon increase the amount of marijuana that can legally be grown in the U.S. The proposed plan will up the amount from about 1,000 pounds in this year to more than 5,400 pounds next year. Their goal is to cut down on opioid production, and I'm for it.
Yeah, those are both true. Yeah, that's good for them. Places where it's legal, everyone can grow their own. Like that's my favorite, one of my favorite things about it, because you know, if the quality goes down because, you know, big tobacco gets their hands on weed or however it goes down, at least, you know, you can grow your own. You know what I mean? You can get around. That's a nice loophole,
All this is like government news too.
right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like government is busy ruining everything, so they're just gonna back off of weed, is what it feels like.
Yeah. they
Like
just
let
have other
everybody just be
battles.
stoned and happy while we're over
Yeah.
here taking over the world.
I don't think
We'll
they
see.
love it, you know. But I think they know it's like a fight they're losing.
Especially,
There's
I mean,
benefits.
medical ended up being. I always didn't love having to go to a doctor and say I've got this problem and that problem, and that's why I need weed. I think you should just be able to have it, obviously. But it did end up being for legal reasons. You know, it did end up being a way that paved the road to get to straight up legalization. Like as a plan, it worked. So good for them. Those people that came up with that. You know, they used to stand around going, but it can also be rope, and no one was
Right.
no one was swinging from that concept.
Rope is not as in demand as it once was. It's very specific needs with rope. Apparently, if someone has the wrong salsa, that's a good reason for needing a rope, apparently.
We have time for one more? So, in California right now, they're having to repackage all their weed. And the problem is that customers are getting very, very unhappy with this because this has resulted in higher prices and also less product choice as they're making this transition. So retailers have started to get really bad criticisms online. They're getting really bad Yelp reviews, and it really is starting to hurt their businesses, they're saying. So they're doing their best to handle it by trying to explain the regulations, to continuously update their menus, but they just really want customers to be aware that in California, this change is happening, and they just need a little patience.
Right, and now someone's telling me, because it was a real, you know, for the consumer, it was really great because they had to, when they had so much weed that was in packaging that the state no longer allows, that they had to just move all that shit as fast as they could. I think you got a good deal in that
Very
situation.
good. Very good.
But now they're saying that that whole process is going to happen again because some of the regulations are changing already. And so then that whole thing could happen again, where there could be like a weed rush where you can get a bunch of good deals.
Definitely.
While they're changing the packaging.
And why did they have to change it?
Because it has to be more
As
super crazy
regulations state,
child
they need
proof.
to be way
Yeah.
more child-proof.
Yeah,
That's
and it was
really-
like sometimes it was like looking kind of kid-like.
right.
and they were like,
can
oh.
look
Yeah,
very
it can't be
fun
like
and-
shiny and
Right.
fun. And,
It's a unicorn.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just getting really.
I'm so sorry.
Bless you.
And lots of, you know, more packaging means more label, more places to say this is, you know, what it is, and that you shouldn't consume it if you're a, you know, a family pet, or,
I see that need.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
How are you doing on time? We almost done? Oh my God.
That was super quick.
Yeah, no, I'm just sitting here
Yeah, we
thinking
got through
about how, you know, it feels like I'm living in dog time. Because I felt like this segment should be over by now, but turns out we have 3 more minutes.
You know, to just.
That number again, 3.
3.
It's a magic number.
That's not the song though, right?
Yeah, 3's the magic number.
No.
Yeah.
1 is the loneliest number.
That's
no.
it.
Right?
I'm talking about Schoolhouse Rock.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Why is 3 a magic number though?
I don't know. I just remember that a man and a woman had a little baby, and then there were 3
that's magical.
in the family. That's how it went. Something like
Right,
that.
right. I remember the figure 8
It's all about like
It takes
multiplication, I think,
Uh-huh.
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it does something magical. If we
Well,
could
I'm
just
just-
remember the song, then we'd know it.
You seemed really confused
Oh, it's
about
an addition.
multiplication.
It's a math song.
Yeah, I think it's about
Oh, it's
math.
not by a band.
No, it's a Schoolhouse Rock.
Oh, I
Nobody-
thought this
nobody
was by a
remembers this?
band.
No, the Schoolhouse Rock used to have all these great things
Yeah.
where, like, some of them to this day I'll think about. You know,
Yeah.
like a noun is a person, place, or thing. That kind of.
I'm just a Bill's. Like
That
there
Bill
was,
one got
yeah.
me.
The
I
Bill
was just
one,
gonna say.
everyone knows that.
Everybody knows I'm
except
just
for,
a Bill. But 3 is the magic
Classic
number.
banger.
when they put that in front of the president when he was a kid, he was like, "I don't watch cartoons."
Well, you're a fan of musicals, right?
I love musicals.
Do you know Ragtime
Yeah,
or Once on This Island?
yeah,
The people that wrote those musicals wrote some of those Schoolhouse Rock songs,
right.
Oh.
like Conjunction
Catchy
Junction.
tunes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your function?
Exactly.
Looking up phrases, something else, and clauses.
Hook it up, words and phrases
Words
and
and phrases
clauses.
and clauses.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always flash back to one of the first headlining gigs I had was a club outside Detroit, and the guy that went on before me would close his set by just singing a few of those Schoolhouse Rock songs. No jokes, no commentary on it, just singing a few of those songs. And he was a good singer.
Did it kill?
They would go apeshit.
Yeah.
And then I'd be up there and like, well, I know that was entertaining. I've got some quips.
Now I'm gonna talk.
I've got some things to say. Well, thank you, Alicia. Did I
Thanks
cut you
so
off? Or you
much.
still? Did you finish that one?
Yeah.
There wasn't more on that story?
No, we did it.
All right. Well, we'll see you again very soon because we're taping
Very
2
soon.
episodes today. One that'll air at a later date, a week from now. It's an exciting new thing we're trying. And so, considering how high I am right now, this is going to be probably a bad idea. But we will get at it, and we will be back here with Megan and Baron and the Dab Master after these messages. And now a message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Everyone knows about the risks of driving drunk. You could get in a crash, people could get hurt or killed. But let's take a moment to look at some surprising statistics. Almost 29 people in the United States die every day in alcohol-impaired vehicle crashes. That's one person every 50 minutes. Even though drunk driving fatalities have fallen by a third in the last 3 decades, drunk driving crashes still claim more than 10,000 lives each year. Drunk driving has other consequences too. You could get arrested and incur huge legal expenses or even lose your job. To prevent drunk driving, plan a safe ride home with either a sober driver or a taxi. We all know the consequences of driving drunk, but one thing's for sure, you're wrong if you think it's no big deal. Drive sober or get pulled over. Learn more at nhtsa.gov. And driving, which I'm fine with, but it's kind of weird. Hey! Oh, we're hanging out in the Spacement with Baron Vaughn, who has so much going on. He has a show with Open Mike Eagle, another friend of this show, September 1st at the Blue Whale Comedy Festival in Tulsa, Oklahoma. What are you guys doing there?
We have a show called The New Negroes, and it's me and Open Mike, and it's kind of like a showcase of different black comedians.
Oh, okay. You co-host a show and have other people
yeah.
on, and that sounds super fun. And you have to see it live. It's not like a podcast?
No, it's not a podcast.
All right, cool.
There's a TV show version of it that'll happen at some point.
Nice. Oh yeah, I think I saw that like in Variety or something. That announced that was going down.
We made a
I
show
already
version
taped
of
it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I acted surprised. I think I went.
And you'll be at the Life is Beautiful Festival in Las Vegas, Nevada on September 23rd.
Yes.
Wow.
Which, for my money, the one year that I went to that festival, too many cops staring at you like, don't smoke weed in here.
Oh yeah.
It was my vibe that I got when I was there.
Well, but Vegas's relationship to weed is changing as well as a city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just there, and when you get off, when you leave the airport, there's just a sign, cannabis this way. And then you make a turn, they're like, it's over here.
It's Vegas.
And they just get you right to like a weed shop that's like right by the airport.
It's amazing it took this long for Vegas.
Yeah, and that they just resist it is odd to me, because again, gambling, drinking, all those things.
That's my
all those
hometown.
things. When you're high, you're gonna do those things. Yeah. You'll probably spend more money on the pay-per-view in the rooms than you normally would. They'll make room service. Megan's got Megan Gailey, Comedy Central Half Hour, premieres September 28th. And this is really cool. You're recording an album at the Comedy Attic in Bloomington, Indiana, on November 16th and 17th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that club.
It's a fun club.
I do the Limestone Comedy Festival there. So I've been a few times to that, and that's a great little room to record a special. So I'm sure that's going to turn out great for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. But things that aren't going to turn out so great for you are your appearance on this show. If you turn down, our friend Taylor Rizzo's here, and he is the Dab King of Southern California.
All of Southern California.
Is that on like a business card?
No, it's going to be.
That's your vanity plate?
Yeah.
But I keep giving him new titles, since we'll see if one sticks, or if it'll be one of those things where I'll call him 7 different things.
I could just list all
every
of them
time
on
I
my business
introduce
card.
him. I kind of like multiple nicknames for one person.
Yeah, it's nice.
AKA is fun to say in between names.
AKA, a lot of them.
Yeah. I should mention I'm going on the Trailer Park Boys cruise.
Whoa.
March 6th through 10th, 2019. And all you got to do is go to trailerparkboyscruise.com for more info. But so the Dab Master's here, and he will hook you up with a dab, but based on what you said to me earlier in the show, I feel like neither of you would like to partake of that, which is perfectly fine. I mean, look at the man. He's got an injury on his thumb there.
What happened?
He's like, hey, try this thing. It's not dangerous.
It's not, I have to explain
He's got
that
his
it's not
thumb
related.
wrapped. It's unrelated injury.
Not a related injury.
He slammed his thumb in the door after he lit his hair on fire. But his beard, I should say. But Anyway, you don't have to do it. Taylor and I will both take a hit, and then I'm sure maybe some of the other people that are here in studio today will enjoy one after we're done with this episode. But he's the one to ask, of course, if you have any questions.
I have some questions.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, how do you feel? What's it gonna do?
It's gonna get you high.
Yeah.
Just more of what you already feel.
Oh, okay.
It's a little more instant than.
Whoa, okay.
But that's about it.
Are you ready to do one?
Yeah, I'll do one right now.
All right, let's watch him do one.
Okay.
And he's great at it. You stick the little goo there in the hot spot, and then you slap that thing on for, just to be safe. And you rip it off, and you finish your business. Yeah. Anyone that's not watching what you just did, I could have been describing a lot of things.
A lot of things.
Yeah, but it's as simple as that. Then he cleans it out with a little
There's so many steps.
Q-tip that's only been used once. Because you clean your ears first before you do that, right?
I do.
Might as
And then
well.
I don't reuse them.
Might as well. Gotta conserve. Are Q-tips bad for the environment when they go out into the ocean and stuff?
These are 100% cotton, and I would assume
So you can
dissolve
recycle
in.
that, or they just dissolve?
I think they're
they just
all
dissolve in.
100% cotton. To
Some
be
of them
fair.
have plastic.
plastic, you're
ones
right,
in the
all
middle,
right.
yeah, which are bad for the environment.
You got me.
You got you good.
You fucking
got
burned
so
my ass.
good.
Yeah, you need to do
You
your
just got
Q-tip
me too.
research.
Is that how that works? Okay, so I'll do one. I'll do one because that seems
shit looks
like a really
insane.
silly idea because we're doing back-to-back episodes today. So we'll have a new episode for everybody next week,
No, it's just
but we're taping
wild.
it today.
I didn't even understand the steps. There were so many steps.
Side conversation.
Well, yeah, but he'll do all the steps for you if you
Oh.
don't know what you're doing. But I'm getting okay at
you
it,
wanna
so
do it?
I'll do it myself. Oh, you already picked out how much? I was in.
Let's get a closer look.
I was in a room numbered 820 in a
DP?
hotel in Las Vegas, and a gentleman there from Palm Springs, California,
That's right next to Desert Hot Springs.
had a dab set up. Maybe we'll hook you up.
Esther.
And
Do you want to finish the story first?
not really.
Yeah. I feel like it's much less complicated than people think.
Yeah, maybe just because
steps
I
of,
saw
like-
it when I was high.
I mean, an idiot like me can do it.
Seeing it the second time, it doesn't look as hard
Yeah.
as the first time.
Yeah, but he'll talk you through it. I mean, that's not a reason to not do it. The reason to not do it is because of how I'm feeling right now.
Yeah.
Which is it's another level above just being high. And I gotta say I like it, but it's scary.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a step up a little bit if you're an everyday smoker and your tolerance is starting to get a little
There's
high. This is something to kind of.
I like being
Bring
able to
that
mix it
back
up
a little
between
bit.
dabs and vapes and edibles but I always come home to flower because that's just still my favorite way to get high. Do you have a favorite, Megan?
I like smoking a joint.
Okay.
I feel like that's a social. I like passing a joint with like strangers.
Okay. What? Wait. Okay. So
Where
you just
like,
abandon your friends all the time?
Well, no, you like lock eyes with someone. They're like, you want, and you're like, cool, and then you know each other.
Oh, you like the
That's
community.
very nice.
I like a community
Yeah. A lot of people enjoy the circle.
when it's not my weed.
Yeah,
I like the circle.
Right,
If
you
it's
start to
my
get
weed,
concerned if your joint's gonna hit 10 people
Yeah.
before it gets back to you.
If it's my weed, I'm like, I don't need anybody.
I don't,
I'm
yeah.
not enough. You know what? The community is overrated.
Yeah, it's never good when you're smoking by yourself and then people just show up and it becomes a circle.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's like Johnson says his favorite kind of weed is your weed.
Yeah, smoke yours.
Smoke yours.
Yes.
Okay, so our next show here in the Spacement that we're about to record right after this is going to be available in the usual spot on YouTube on September 4th at 12:15 Pacific time. So can plan ahead for that one, and we can edit it severely if anything goes terribly awry today when we tape it. Do you guys want to stick around and be the guests all over again?
You got kept.
You do have 2 different guests, right?
Yeah. No, the plan was always just ask you at the last second, hey, can you guys stick around for a whole nother show?
On camera.
We'll get you to do dabs by the end of the second one, I swear. I swear we're going to get you there. But here, let me do another one, because 2 dabs before another show, it just sounds really like a terrible
What
idea.
the doctor ordered.
It's a horrible way to proceed.
And now what is that?
I love it. What is what?
oil?
Oh, the
Yeah.
stuff?
It's the concentrate of the weed. It's basically the THC that's been
And you make that
extracted.
yourself?
No. I just buy it from a dispensary. It's the same way.
Okay.
Same way you get weed. I mean, you can make it yourself. There are like a bunch of different.
But it's like people that make their own beer.
Yeah,
You're like,
pretty
okay.
much. And there are like cheap ways to do it, but it's worth it to just go buy someone else's product that has spent time and money on making it correctly.
Cool.
It is like a cleaner, more refined product, and
Yeah.
you're not combusting flour into your lungs. It's just evaporated oil.
Do you have a girlfriend?
No,
Thank you, Rizzo.
I have a boyfriend.
Rizzo.
I just, you seem. Maybe I'll find somebody. I don't know.
Oh, you want to set him up with somebody?
I don't know.
He's very,
you
very
seem
good
like.
dude. Very good dude.
I'm sorry to presume.
But we
if
gotta
it
go.
was with girls.
Thank you to Megan Gailey and to Baron Vaughn and to Taylor and Alicia and everyone here at the show. Bye-bye. One more reminder from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. We all know the risks of driving drunk. People could get hurt or killed. You could get arrested, incur huge legal expenses, and even lose your job. If you think drunk driving is no big deal, you couldn't be more wrong. Drive sober or get pulled over. Learn more at nhtsa.gov.